Hey, Shalom Akim. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, for allowing me to do another lesson. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. And this lesson is going to go into how we are oppressed to this very day, you know? So, with that, let's get the definition. Of the word oppress. Bear with me, Akim. As you see, the phone is taking its sweet time, of course. Okay. The word oppress meaning weighted or pressed down physically or mentally. Okay. And based upon this one video, all right, or really this one video this brother Rawai La Yasharala had put up. There was another video the brother had put on the chat about how it was on, World Star. All right, I believe this man just got shot, and you had these fucking two nigga women twerking on the side of the ambulance like shit was sweet. Okay, and this is also based upon a conversation I had with this dude on the job. Maybe an Edomite or whatever, most likely. And he was telling me a story, which it was definitely through the spirit though, because I don't really know this guy. What's he telling me this for?
Message in Instagram.
But
Adventure Time Louis, Tonith Flosser, Underbar, and Big Business recently added to their stories.
Yeah, man. So, we just chopping it up, just trying to get through the day and shit. And he was telling me about this car he used to own, in which his boy that owns a dealership over here in Newark and Irvington. For brothers that don't know, that's in Jersey, and that's like more the ghetto and shit. So anyway, this car his boy gave him. He bought it off his boy, old school caddy. I think it was like a 95 DeVille, nice tinted out. You know what I'm saying? Nice rims and stuff. So it was I guess up where he lived at, on some Edomite town, he had got pulled over. So originally, because of how the car looked, the cops came up to the car. He was telling me the cops came up to the car, very aggressive, like hand on their gun, So he was like, "Listen, officer, I can't take my hand off this wheel until you take your hand off that gun," because he already know how trigger happy them devils are, but once, I'm not sure if, now I'm speaking about it out loud, I'm not sure if he had the window cracked and then he rolled it down all the way, but it was a point in time throughout, him getting pulled over and the cops talking to him and giving him orders or whatever. They seen that he was actually a so-called a white dude, because he was telling me that the car itself wasn't technically wasn't in his name. It was still in the original owner's name, which I'm guessing was a drug dealer or whatever. So when he seen that the dude was a white guy, the cop on his side signaled to his partner, the cop on the other side of the car, and he kind of like scuffed his scuffed his cheek, showing he's like, he good, scuffing his cheek, meaning he the wrong color. We ain't gonna fuck with this one, So we are oppressed, as the scriptures say in Baruch 3:8. We are yet this day in our captivity. And as I was watching this video, as you see, the title tells it all. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm oppressed. Okay? But if somebody was to stand up and ask him what is his nationality, it would be an answer based upon this society. This society is ran by who? The so-called white man, his oppressor. All right? His last name, all right, goes back to what? His slave master. He has a birth certificate. You cannot drive, which is called a privilege, without being licensed, which means what? You have to ask for permission to drive. Okay? You cannot buy an item that you need or want without a dollar bill, that goes back to this system, that ties you into this system. And this is the type of guy that's going to get an RFID chip, that most likely, I think he said he got the vaccine. Well, he's most likely going to get it. This is a guy he doesn't see anything wrong with this society. Okay? So, he may feel like he's not oppressed physically because he was able to overcome the odds, so to speak, as far as his 2 medical degrees. All right? But he doesn't know who he is. He's lost. Okay? So this is as I quoted it, let me just grab it. This is Baruch. Chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God. Okay? If you renting an apartment, if you pay a mortgage, which even if your house is paid off, your house can be taken because you don't necessarily own the land. You're still paying taxes on that land, that property. Okay? So how free are you really? You don't have sovereignty. All right? Again, if you're subject to payment, so how could you be free? Okay? If you're subject to paying taxes, you're not free. All right? Taxes is going into I forgot the word. I just kind of caught a blank. But basically taxes is going into paying homage to the government. And no matter what you do, guess what? Before you get paid, this devil is tapping your pockets, so to speak. Okay? Hear Israel, the commandment of life, give ear to understand wisdom. Okay? How happeneth Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxing old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead. Okay? Here it is. You have the mindset of the dead. Who's the dead? Those that don't have knowledge of the ways of the Lord. Who don't have knowledge of the ways of the Lord, the heathen. All right? As it says in Psalms 147, Israel is the only ones that I gave my commandments to. As for the other nations, I have not known them. Okay? So how is it that you are still caught up in this land? And as a matter of fact, as I read that precept, the Apostle Ramla is live right this second going into Israelite foreigners. All right? Which is an Israelite with the mindset of the with the mindset of his captor. Or an Israelite with the mindset of his captor. Now a lot of times, or certain times, depending on where you're at, after certain generations, you had the mindset as well as the look of your captor, but your spirit, is that of an Israelite. Okay, so it says, and that's how we we are free. We are free through the word first and foremost, and then we're going to be free physically. All right, but the Most High, the scriptures say, the truth shall set you free. All right, it's setting us free. All right, because now we know what we got to do to get out of this situation. Now we know who our enemy is. You know. Yeah, man. That's So as I read, it says, how happeneth it Israel, that thou in thy enemy's land, that thou waxen old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead, that thou art counted with them that go down into the grave, that's forsaken the fountain of wisdom. For if thou hadst walked in the way of God, thou shouldst have dwelt in peace forever. Okay? So you're in chaos. And you know what? Right now, we are in the time of what's the word I'm looking for? Flies. Right now we are in the time of exposure. You know, we are in a time of exposure, and as the apostle Gabar he just finished going live about an hour ago, maybe 30 minutes, going into how this son of perdition shall be revealed. All right, so when Esau come down, start letting them hammers fly, you know, you're gonna see that you're oppressed. All right, when you don't have a choice, okay, what you eat, where you sleep at, because you're gonna be in a concentration camp for your own so-called safety, we'll see if you're not oppressed. Okay, here it is, your people is getting shot down in the street, but you're not oppressed. Okay, again, going into the story the guy was telling me on the job, you get pulled over, I don't give a damn how much money you make. If you're not the right skin color, that could be the day you go. That could be the day you go into the spiritual realm. All right, so you are definitely oppressed. All right, you are on a lower portion of society. All right, just based off of the way how you look when you were born. All right, and yeah, really it's the spirit. All right, first and foremost, actually, because you could be in another land looking like a heathen, but the spirit is gonna have it to where you catching hell over there. All right, because we went against the law, statute, commandments of the Lord. Therefore, we put ourselves in this oppressive state. The scriptures even say, "Thou shalt go to the enemy for want of all things." All right, again, taxes. Okay, you always got to ask for a handout. The fact that you glorying in, the fact that in this society you necessarily need a degree to be looked at as knowledgeable, you know, as to have someone take you serious, all right, shows you that you're oppressed. Hey, so if that, Lord willing, you Akim will edify, shalom to the elect.